go. I'm ready.
Hello and welcome again to the Davis County Community Spotlight Podcast. I am your host, Kristen Sherlock, and we are here at the Davis Catalyst Center in Kaysville, Utah, where our students from the Davis School District are helping us run our podcast. And I'm thankful for all of them, Colin, Cody, Xander, and Dax. Thanks, guys, for being our wonderful behind-the-scenes support team. So today, our special guest, I'm really excited to have her here, is Sandi Hendry. And Sandi has quite just a really colorful history with just so much good that she's done with the community. And I'm excited to have her here to talk about all the things that she's working on.
Thank you, Kristen. It's so fun to be here. And I have to say, I am just amazed at this school and amazed at all these wonderful occupations that these kids, they're not even kids, they're like doing big people jobs. And it's just fun to watch and fun to see them, take over and take charge and execute this podcast.
Yeah, it's a really great school that has audio and video engineering. They have cybersecurity and gaming simulators here, so you can get your pilot's license.
That makes me dizzy.
Every time somebody comes through here, they're like, wait, where was this when I was a student?
Right. It gives them such a broad look at that, just so many occupations and different directions you can go in life. And it used to be you just look at a book, or your mom would tell you could do, a teacher or a doctor. Go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good luck.
Or a nurse. So this is fabulous.
And so you are born and raised here in Utah.
Yes, I was born in Utah County and raised in Utah County.
Okay.
Married and moved up to Davis, Weber counties, and have loved, just getting to know the whole entire state. There is so much in Utah and now I travel a lot. People just do not realize, and the ones that come love it here because of the richness of the culture. And people always say, it's not what I thought it would be. It's so much better. And the people are so fabulous.
Agreed, 100%. I am not originally from Utah. And like you said, when you come here, you fall in love with the people, the outdoors, the culture, and you just want to raise your family here.
Yes, and even if you don't think you have preconceived ideas, everyone does, just because of what you've learned and people you've met and just what you hear that's not true. And anyway, so it's a great place to grow up and to go to school and to have a business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So let's talk about what you were first doing before you started this business that you're doing right now. I'm under the impression you were an educator.
Yes. I graduated early. I went to BYU, graduated at 20, and I started teaching 6th grade.
Wow.
And I just barely, I think the second week turned the second month turned 21. And so I felt like I was young. Like my students now, I've run into a couple, they're only 10 years younger than me. It's kind of fun. But I did teach school 5th and 6th grade for 30 years. My first year was in the Alpine School District. Then I transferred up to the Weber School District.
Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm. And just loved every minute, and had fabulous people, students and parents, and it just, I feel like what I learned teaching literally has helped me in the business world with people, with deadlines, with, just knowledge that you gain that you don't really realize you're learning.
Your interpersonal relationships and how to effectively do things.
Yes. So I taught school 30 years. Then my husband owned a title company, which kind of coordinates with
that goes with my industry.
Your industry. And I worked for him for a few years, and then along came Minky Couture, and then it actually was developed.
Let's talk about the start of Minky Couture, because it's so interesting. So many people just they do their 30 years, they get their pension, they're like, I'm good.
And they're good.
I'm good.
Yes, that's so not me.
But I get that sense from you. You're a mover and a shaker.
I just have a drive that I want to. I love the community. When I grew up in Orem, my dad owned a newspaper, and I worked for him when I was in my teenage years, but his big thing that I took away from working with him is serve your community. Your community cannot support you in anything you do if you don't support them in every aspect. I mean, he just drove that into me with the Chamber of Commerce, with the Lions Club, my mom was part of the BPW, which was Business Professional Women. So that, played into all my drive and my desire to give back to the community. And
so I can see how that relates to your education and choosing to be a teacher, about supporting your community, and they will support you because you're
Correct.
raising this next generation.
Yes.
So then let's talk about Minky Couture. Did that get started because you wanted to support your community? Or was it to support your family? Tell me how that kind of got started.
It's so funny because people say, because it started with one blanket, literally one blanket. I had my daughter, who was teaching school in Cedar City, became gravely ill. And she was in the hospital for several months with liver failure. And one day I was leaving her, and I said, "What can I do for you?" I mean, she's 27. I can't be with her every second. Anyway, she turned to me and said, "Mom, I just want a cozy blanket. Please just make me a big cozy blanket." So I went on a hunt to find a cozy blanket. I found quilts, and they're cute. And then she said it has to be cute. So cute, but they're not cozy. And then I found fleece blankets, and they're cute, but they can be cozy. So anyway, Minky Fabric is coming on the market. So I went to the store, found some Minky Fabric, and had a lady who is still with me make her first blanket 15 years ago. And I took it to the hospital. She immediately just wrapped up in it. And then when I would visit her, I'd see other people in the hall wrapped up in her blanket. So I and I took to the hospital and passed them out to, all the other patients. And then I started making 20. Then people started calling me and saying, "Are you the lady?" And so it just kind of evolved from there. I was selling literally out of my car and out of the trunk of my car. And one day, meeting someone who had contacted me and wanted several blankets, and we were parked in Smith's parking lot, and I got in my trunk and, a package with a box with several blankets in. Money. Needless to say, one of my husband's clients saw us in a parking lot for a package, and I'm going. They said, "What is your wife doing in Smith's parking lot?"
Sounds super shady.
Yeah, shady. My husband said, "You're not doing this." And we had some real estate. It was 2007 when where things, mortgage companies had left some of our. Yes. So I put a makeshift store in a little mortgage
Strip
companies.
marks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
strip mark. Yeah. And I put 100 blankets in there and by Christmas there was like one left.
Oh, something
yeah,
here.
maybe we have some. Maybe people will. I didn't know if people would actually advising me. Brick and mortars won't fly. Do not do a brick. Starting to shop online, and that was way before we really were. And so I said, well, when, and I can't.
Do you have this tendency to prove them wrong?
100. I thought, I'm going to open my first store, and then my second, and then my third. I wanted my stores to be a place that's an experience where people can come in and service, like they have lots to choose from, and that it's a big business, and people, are spending their hard-earned money to give them quality and last and or 10 minutes they're in there.
Oh, absolutely. Exposure to Minky Couture. I went to a baby shower over in the area of Farmington. Sometimes it gets windy, and it was an outdoor. And I was kind of cold, and I'd seen the billboards. I'm like, oh, okay, and it wasn't you need a blanket. And they wrapped me in that beautiful goodness. This luxury. I love this. And went on my birthday.
Usually word of mouth or somebody. I mean, the billboards brand it and they're great, but until you have one or feel one,
Right.
or wrap up in one, or you see a loved one that's challenged with an illness, or just been diagnosed with something. And I like it to be for happy occasions, but unfortunately, sometimes it gives that comfort during sad occasions. A lot of the time, a lot more of the time.
And like you, I tend to give them as gifts for
Yes.
happy occasions, but I can see how the weight and the feel of it bring so much comfort.
So much comfort to people. And I hear that and get letters and pictures over and over and over how, my mom was just diagnosed with, a cancer or something else. And this is what we gave her. And she's just been so wrapped up in the blanket, feeling some comfort and peace finally. And
I
those
can sense
things,
that because
yes.
I feel that. I mean, without the cancer, I
Right.
get that. And you have to feel it to experience it.
Right. And so the billboards, like I said, they're great for marketing, great for branding, but you've got to feel one, you've got to have one. And then people say all the time to me, what makes these so different? And, it is a blanket. It's not rocket science, but I'm very firm in, like I still have seamstresses, about 50 seamstresses that sew for me, that pick up fabric that's pre-cut, take it home. They can still sew like anytime during the day. They don't have to get daycare and bring them back to our warehouse. And then because we've gotten so big, we have outsourced the big plush ones because
Those are hard to do at home.
yes,
now.
we can't do those at home, and we can't even carry that fabric. And so, but we still have our print ones that are now all exclusive prints. So it's opened up so many avenues for so many people because now I have designers, now I have website creators, now I have marketing
Talk about
directors.
building your community.
Yes, and it started with one blanket.
I love this.
And it's just so exciting to see a lot of these ladies, and then of course we've added on since my first hires, but they've just developed such fabulous skills, and they do everything. Another piece of advice my father always gave me is surround yourself with people that that first of all are loyal and that support you, but maybe are smarter than you. Or better in some areas.
100%.
100%. Because
it's not about what you know, it's about who you know and what they know.
And what they can do
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
So if they can do that in your behalf, literally I just feel so blessed. And so just
Sounds
so
like
fortunate.
This has just been such a great roller coaster whirlwind of a ride for you.
It has. It has. From one blanket to now we have 2 warehouses house over 2 million blankets.
That's fantastic.
So,
if I need more blankets, I know where I'm going.
You know where to go. I've got lots of blankets, and I love to give back to the community.
And that was my next question, is about your extracurricular activities here. I've heard about the Heart of Minky.
Yes.
Can we talk about that for a little bit?
Of course. The Heart of Minky is literally near and dear to my heart. I have 26 grandchildren, and out of those 26, 8, which is a high number. It's like
that's a third,
have spent time in a NICU unit. From the shortest one was like a day and a half, but the longest one was 3 months. And so I've watched my children and my daughter-in-law sit in those NICU units, like just devastated with just
so
wondering.
Worried.
Yes, worried, and it's dismal, and they can't make it happy.
Snuggle with their babies.
Yes, and you can't touch them, and so everybody's tearful. It's just kind of a sad place. So on one of my, I can't remember. He's 9 now. I sent him over a little mini Minky, which is 12 by 20, and it was just the perfect size for a preemie. And they allowed it to go in the NICU unit or the isolate. And so putting that on him after his mom had held it, he picked up on the scent, and like literally within days started to thrive. And they told me, I think it's because of that blanket. I think it's because of that scent from his mom.
Yeah.
And he literally, within a week, he was released. And he'd been in there for several weeks. So
So a new idea was
So
born.
a new idea was born. I thought, I need to get these to as many NICU units as I can throughout the United States. So this year alone, we have donated to over 3 NICU units, 70,000 blankets.
Sandy, 8,000 blankets to the NICUs.
Little, yes.
Oh.
So
So many blessings are
I
coming
just
from
think,
that.
is that sad though that there's that many infants that blanket? That's what breaks my heart. But I think,
Absolutely.
and plus the little bit of joy. I mean, I get letters from moms saying, I mean, they get support from their families. A lot of them
Sure.
don't have families, but they said just having this surprise, this little blanket that actually benefits the baby without costing anything has like literally changed lives. One day, my called me and she said one of my friends said that her mom received a mini in the still has it, and now she's like 8, and so even if it's affecting, they
The
relate
friends of your grandchildren
have received these infant blankets, these mini blankets, and so now donating $1 million to the new primary prom high campus, and they're going to do a Minky Couture NICU unit because of our donation. But
That's so wonderful. Isn't it interesting how sometimes that is where these ideas are born? A need?
For sure. And when you hear the phrase, you make lemon, it's really true. You have to take those challenges. What can I learn from this, first of all, and then knowledge to benefit others.
I love that. I love that. Our students who are listening to this, for the other people in Davis County that are listening, so many ways that we can give back and do, and here you're doing it.
Yes. Anyone listening to this, I always say, don't any idea about. You need the difference between people say out of that. Well, anyone could have thought about it, but it's you need to put action.
And it's about having those people.
Yeah.
Stuff with those people.
A good idea. I'll help you. And I'll have, there were many, I
don't
just
do brick and mortar or like retire.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Go be a grandma.
Go be a grandma. No, I've got a good 10 years in me.
You can do anything.
You can do anything and everything and help others on your way.
So let's talk about business goals, philanthropic goals for the coming years, and maybe help you, Minky Couture. Do you have any goals?
My goal is to have comfort with a Minky Couture. And I think we've every year, like you said, the people say, oh, the economy's so people okay, they're doing their discretion with their, like in 10 blankets, they're buying 5. Instead of buying, our Black Label, they're buying our other brand. So lesser.
The smaller
it's just
blanket for material.
I just feel like I just want literally give back, still teach legacy. I want the people to follow me to keep my contact, to be in the community, those that in need, to it can be from to the military to a school that needs help. I mean, it's just I don't want avenue. I have my heart of Minky that the infants and the babies. My heart of Minky also includes, just a wide range of in need.
Mm-hmm. So if somebody wants to reach you to be able to involved with the film that you're doing, reach out to your assistant.
Either reach out to info@minkysnow.com, or I have our department at minkycouture.com. And
those would be the right spot.
get to the right spot.
Love
So
this, and I
exciting.
love what you're doing in the community, and I love that I get to have it in my own to my clients and my.
Well, thank
So
you. I'm blessed because of people who value a good gift as it is to
yes,
receive.
excited to
Yes.
give something like this because you comforting it can be. As we close our podcast, any final thoughts about what you taught, or what do you wish people?
Honestly, I adore Davis, Weber County area up here. Love the future thing school and by great people, and they're supportive. Want to support, any community that is really needing comfort. But there's so many communities in Weber County, and I think it's making a surge to the forefront. And I, like you, people, are working with these kids to make a better place. And
Tides lift all ships.
yes,
As we through our work to help others lift well. Exciting to see what we can all do together.
For sure. Even though I stay in Utah and Weber County and northern Utah area that helps where I am. And I'm and I don't want to cry. And the backbone of Minky. And the seamstresses up bottom to the
I think the best thing about this area,
hands down. I just love living here. I can't see myself in Utah.
Oh, well, Sandi, thank you so much for coming with me and telling me about your story and Davis County and everyone else. Thanks for along with us. That has a really story or something I think is quite and doing. Just reach out to me. My email is Kristen, RIPEN SHERLOCK, just at the if you got the name Sherlock Holmes, use it for brand Sherlock.
For sure. For sure. We know who to call.
Right. And we wish you a good day. Okay, guys.